Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. We have a lot to talk about this morning, but first, let's get a check of the forecast with Larry Sprinkle. Larry.
Good morning. It's going to be another beautiful day across the area. Here it is, hour by hour. 10 a.m. temperatures in the low 60s around lunchtime, around noontime at 70s. We'll be in the it's 70 at lunchtime, mid 70s, maybe even upper 70s for the afternoon. Warmer tomorrow and again on Thursday, low 80s, well above average temperatures, and we drop below average on Friday. Over the weekend, looks like could be some showers around on Saturday, maybe early Sunday, and then slight chance of showers to begin next week. But once again, today, tomorrow, and Thursday, pretty close to perfect weather for the area, and that is your forecast. Carolyn.
Larry, thanks so much. President Trump back at the White House this morning as he continues to fight COVID-19. Wake Up Charlotte's Tracy Potts joining us from Washington. And Tracy, this comes as the virus still spreading among the president's staff.
Hi, Carolyn. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. The White House says that everyone working with the president, dealing with the president, will be in protective gear and that they're limiting access to him as he now begins his recovery at home. President Trump walking out of Walter Reed Medical Center with his health still in question.
Though he may not entirely be out of the woods yet, there's nothing that's being done upstairs here that we can't safely conduct down home.
While the president's doctor cleared him to leave, there are still no answers on whether his lung scan shows signs of pneumonia and when he last tested negative to determine who else may have been exposed. Isolated at the White House, the president will now be monitored 24/7 with the world's best medical care. On Twitter, he downplayed the virus that's killed more than 211,000 Americans.
Don't let it dominate you. Don't be afraid of it. You're going to beat it.
Medical experts argue the president's return puts White House staff at risk.
It's beyond irresponsible. It's literally everything. Malpractice. What Dr. Conley is doing is actively kind of propagating harm.
Doctors horrified seeing the president remove his mask and pose for pictures.
I felt like I was watching medical foul play.
Joe Biden at a town hall last night.
Look, anybody who contracts the virus by essentially saying masks don't matter, social distancing doesn't matter, I think is responsible for what happens to them.
So far, 14 people tied to the White House or the Trump campaign have tested positive. The latest, Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany and 2 of her staff. So the president is isolating upstairs on the 3rd floor. That's the White House private residence. But his doctors have not ruled out the possibility that at some point he could come downstairs and work out of offices in the West Wing. I'm Tracy Potts for Wake Up Charlotte.
Tracy, thank you. So a lot of people are fired up after seeing the president remove his mask yesterday after he landed back at the White House via helicopter from Walter Reed. He had a mask on initially, walked up the stairs of the White House, and then when he got to the balcony, you can see there he removed his mask. I'm going to show you another video that's a little bit closer up. People are also talking about the fact that it looked like maybe he was gasping for air or taking big, deep breaths in at a time. He also posted a video on Twitter. We've shown this throughout Wake Up Charlotte today, where he's talking about not being afraid of this virus. Again, not wearing a face mask. A lot of people responding to the contents of that video clip as well. And Joe Biden is one of them. His opponent responded not only in the town hall with Lester Holt yesterday, but also on Twitter. He said, "Masks matter, they save lives," as the president was removing his. You can see him there in that video clip putting one on. 2 totally different stances. We've known that for a while, but let us know what you think about the president removing his mask yesterday while standing on that balcony. Join the conversation. Maybe drop us a comment right here or use our hashtag WakeUpCLT. Carolyn, back to you.
Rachel, thanks so much. Turning now to more of your day's top stories in your morning rush. Yet another change coming to absentee ballots in South Carolina. It turns out that you will need a witness signature on them after all.
Good morning, I'm Billie Jean Shaw. After months of a confusing legal battle, the Supreme Court has reinstated signature witnesses for absentee ballots in South Carolina. That decision was handed down late last night. Now, if you plan on casting your ballot within the next 2 days, or you have already cast your ballot, the Supreme Court says this new order does not apply to you.
Good Tuesday morning, I'm Richard Devane here on Beatties Ford Road. The city's latest homicide happened yesterday. Investigators trying to figure out who's responsible. All this is city leaders are also trying to figure out a way to reduce crime in our city. They're looking at a number of areas, including housing, the affordable housing crisis, as well as mental health issues. They say they want to take a comprehensive look at ways to try to solve the crime problem.
Today, the Lincoln County School Board will discuss its plan for full in-person learning. Elementary schoolers will head back to the classroom 5 days a week starting next Tuesday. The district says students who want to continue learning remotely will need a recommendation from their doctor. Nearly 80 students and teachers at Wingate University have COVID-19. School leaders say that they're using rapid testing and aggressive contact tracing to get that situation under control. Now, despite recommendations for the people who have tested positive to stay on campus so they can isolate exposure, about half of the people who have tested positive have returned to their hometowns to quarantine. UNC Charlotte says it tested 155 students for COVID-19 after wastewater testing at the school revealed that there were cases at one of the dorms there. School officials say less than 1% of tests came back positive, and anyone who did test positive, they say, is now isolating. And that's it for your morning rush. All right, time now to connect the dots while we make the news make sense. It turns out standing 6 feet away from people may not be enough after all. Health officials now believe coronavirus is spreading farther than we originally thought.
The CDC now admits the coronavirus is airborne. So what does that mean? Let's connect the dots. When COVID-19 hit, the World Health Organization warned that it was spread primarily through close personal contact. But as it spread, it became clear something else was going on. There were reports of people contracting the virus even when they were socially distant from an infected person. After more research, the WHO changed its guidance, admitting transmission through the air, especially indoors, was possible. Now the CDC is issuing similar guidance. So what does airborne mean? Initially, it was thought coronavirus was spread through large droplets released when an infected patient coughed or sneezed, which would require close contact to transmit the virus. Now experts are acknowledging it can also spread through much smaller airborne particles that can linger in the air for minutes or even hours. In the end, that means 6 feet may not be enough, but experts still believe most infections are caused by those large particles. They're still recommending washing your hands, wearing a mask, and avoiding crowded indoor spaces. And that's connecting the dots.
And make sure you watch us each and every weekday morning starting at 4:30 on Wake Up Charlotte. We love to have you. Have a great day.